昔のバビロニア鋼の拳が天をつく異教の魔人を倒すため光で火を灯せ熱い心が呼び覚ます振り切りを我とあり神か悪魔かその姿古代のパワーが蘇るお前の瞳に映るのが汚れた今ならば壊せ消しらせ悪の基地振り切り大を俺とありメタルヒットジョンジョンジョンハロゲンレーザー挨拶代わりのメタルヒットひるんだ敵にはバレるのき地球に優しい無敵ロボ時代を超えて今轟くどこか火をかける無力大を負け知らず君とあり
Go Go, Steel Titan from Live Alive. Lyrics by Takashi Tokita, composed by Yoko Shimomura, featuring Hironobu Kageyama. I'm a fiend for this game, in case you may or may not have noticed. Thanks for coming through, everybody. We got a little WeebCup this evening. Every last one of you is welcome to come through. We're going to be having everybody on stream this evening since it's a smaller bracket than usual. You may have noticed I didn't ping certain people in the Discord. That's because for some reason I was really struggling to find the proper pings. So, you know, I just couldn't get people's names. I couldn't find them by not pinging them. It's a bit of a weird night. I'm perspiring heavily. I'm keeping an eye on a dog. So I'll have to do that once the bracket's over. Don't want to keep you waiting too long, so let's rock.
Get on to rock, get up to burn, stand with the pride, ever feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life.
You know, that's very astute of you. There is indeed a game available on Steam for $19.99. I actually had a command that would pull up the Steam page that I did just for the joke, but I thought it would be a bit much to put it in the stream title, so there you go. Live Alive is one of my favorite games ever, so I you know, it's gonna be on sale for a couple more days, so I wanted to take a chance to really shill. You know, I was talking yesterday at last week at great length about how WeebCup is an environment where we come together to share our mutual enjoyment and love for certain things. And oh boy, was that an opportunity for me to do this. This joke was being set up 7 days in advance. I'm really struggling to find BT's ping. Why is it popping up now? I couldn't find it earlier. Alrighty, I finally got the ping. I don't know why I wasn't able to find their ping name to ping in Discord. But yeah, appreciate y'all coming through as usual. I'll try to keep things on the down low regarding my interests outside of just the stream title joke and whatnot. Reyna's already in the room. Settled on Kai. You know, I was thinking the other day that, talking out loud, mulling over to myself about the relative strength of characters and whatnot, and I had I have a tier list on my, yeah, you're good, BT, just I could not find your ping for some reason. I was putting the name in Discord, I was putting the @ and for some reason it just wasn't populating, so I had to hope y'all were looking at the tournament channel. Appreciate your patience on that. But yeah, I was saying the other day that I think right now, Kai and Eno, probably quite strong, maybe a bit stronger than people give them credit for. Maybe just outside the top 10. Maybe not that level, maybe that level. It's, my personal opinions are maybe there's 6 characters in this game's top 5 right now. Maybe there's 11 characters in this game's top 10 right now. And, you know, it's one of the fun things about this game, about this genre, is you can kind of get these relative strengths and not come to any real conclusion about certain characters. Listen, I don't want to hang on a second. Give me a hang on. If there's a match starting right now, something urgent. Hang on a minute. I gotta open up mod view. There we go. We will have none of that. None of that in chat this evening. I won't have any anti-Live Alive propaganda in my chat this evening. Not while I got a captive audience. Not while the opportunity is present before me. Alright, it's time. Just a little bit of forewarning. My power flickered earlier today, so there was a bit of a storm. It should be fine now, but just in case anything happens, you know, the warning is in place. Not the only one suffering from a any threat of electricity stunning things right now, putting things out of commission. Reyna, looking on top right now, has Drax right where she wants her. Wants them, excuse me. Drax out of the corner though. Good DP to fight back against the Broke. And I really like this kind of mid-range fight that's developing here. Both characters have really good mid-range tools at their disposal. I think Kai might be a little more explosive. Eno's mid-range stuff is mostly for getting mix-ups, setups, that kind of thing. Though Eno's far slash, disjointed as it is, can be used to blow up certain things that Reyna wants to do. Super wall break. Backdashing out, avoiding the Eno mix. Ooh, there's the 6P. You know what I say about that 6P. I want to see if, I wonder if Drax could have, excuse me, not Drax, BT. I had the name wrong. I wonder if BT could have escaped underneath the charged stun edge at that point in time. I know it's a little dicey to do it so quickly after the startup. Maybe something we'll see BT do going forward. Listen, C-Drive, you can't just keep saying these things in my chat. I'm going to have to blast you again. Okay, appreciate the clarification. Had a quick clarification in the Discord there. Reyna, starting on the back foot, does find a opportunity to get a punish on that sultry performance that goes just over Kai's head. Using the 5P to check. This is something I never really thought about until recently, but had used to great effect this past weekend. Using active moves like 5P, if you have it, to check against mid-range movement from the likes of Eno's air dashes. Or rather, dashes. Reyna's blocking this mix pretty well, manages to fight back nicely, and that's the big thing to do against this character. You gotta know when to fight back, because if you don't find when to fight back, you're going to get smothered. Excuse me. I'm really bungling the little details this evening. Thought for a second we were going to see a run-up throw, but Reyna taking the corner. BT wants none of it. First out. See, like I was talking about, using your 5Ps, your 5Ks, moves like that to check air movement. And Kai, really, it's kind of a boon for Kai to have a 5K that hits so low, it can check stroke as well. BT going in with the counter hit stroke to get that wall break. Ooh. Little bit of air jousting, but no commitment to any kind of attacking. Now on the ground, Reyna. Looking for a burst. Here comes BT spending meter to try and get one more opportunity. And that's an opportunity they're going to seize. Sends the super. It's dicey in terms of life on the table. I think it was a strong decision to make. If BT does find the punish, plays patient. Remember, sultry performance can be quite safe, so you need to assert yourself rather than try to directly punish. Finds the flex shield recovery for a throw. Reyna racking up a decent amount of damage with these reversals. Like I was mentioning about the disjointed far slash from BT, the kind of long range blow you up for trying to commit to something tool rather than a traditional far slash. Look at this range they're maintaining from each other. Neither wants to get too close, but neither wants to back off. Reyna is the first to back off, and BT is finding... Oh, almost! This is a very dangerous situation to be in. Could use some air stall, but BT finds the better of that trade. Two to 0. BT's favor. Definitely some thinking to be done in this match. Kai does have the tools to deal with Eno. And we did see them used to good effect. Felt like perhaps when things got to the mid-range game, BT understood how to play a little more, understood how to play around being a bit more aggressive. Reyna on the back foot. It's the standing K clip. That's the first big counter hit fish we've seen from the likes of Eno's H buttons. And there, like I mentioned earlier, the 5K to check stroke. BT crushing it with 2S though. Not a crush in the typical sense, but using a longer ranged button to beat it. Ooh, the overhead, the reset. And it finds a spot to slide in with so much meter. If the 6P... Yeah, that range you definitely couldn't have stroked under the charge stun edge. And that's the tricky thing with this matchup. You see how BT just dove out of the corner. You have to know when to back off in this kind of matchup. Characters like Ramlethal and Chip and Eno with these long-range diving attacks can use that to try and just escape the corner. So if you press in too close while they're jumping, they can get out. You need to know when to stick to a back off to a kind of mid-range. Anticipate it. Well, I was yapping. BT gotten the best of things. Blows up the Pooter arc with the Far Slash. Starting strong. The air stall though, Reyna. Making good use of the Kai options that are on the table. Counter hit. Drax goes into the Sacred Edge. Daggers for a throw. Under the charge stun edge pressure there. Flipped by the dust. Woo! Wondering if we were going to see a big trade there. It's Reyna. Spending the Wild Assault, but BT spends Burst. Both characters out of Burst gauge, but getting that confirmed with the Wild Assault, I think, puts Reyna up in terms of resources. And there we saw Reyna trying to capitalize on BT, trying to dive out of the corner, but a little meter to make it safe. Reyna does manage to find the victory here, though. Starting to see a little bit of adjustment, figuring out what's going on. Say a little adjustment like it hasn't been happening throughout this match that we just saw. Reyna starting to find her footing right now. Tension before the next match building. Maybe building a bit much. Everything good? Taking a break? Smoke break, water break, whatever it is that floats your boat. Okay, Reyna's ready. Reyna's not ready? Uh-oh, we having a strive moment? Oh, is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday! It usually doesn't happen this late, so I'm be surprised if that's what happened. If we're having Tuesday issues. Okay. We're moving on. Match 4 of this best of 5. BT not quite on set point, but one round away from it. Blocking the overhead. There's one thing Reyna's great at, it's fuzzying. Woo. A little bit of hesitation from BT, sees the back throw incident. No, Reyna was first though, gets the better of that exchange. BT. Has a space advantage there. Now is finding the better of things now. They swap positions. Good use of the flex shield to try and get the heavily plus frame super out. Reyna. Defense crumbling under the Eno mix. BT on set point. Finds a scoop. BT on top. Oh, but it whiffs. The chemical love whiffs. Reyna gets a big counter hit. Punish there. A little bit of hesitation again. it's getting... The rhythm of this match suddenly is changed a little bit. It suddenly seems like things are a little more stop and start than you'd think. Look how Reyna's staggering her offense right now. BT. It's split by the big counter hit. BT looking to assert pressure. 6P into the plus frames with MLA. Reyna seems less keen to just doing normal jump. Not trying to press in too much. BT's making great use of whip punishes, catching a backdash. Spending the meter though, maybe saving it for post wall break situation. Dive. A little bit of jockeying at the long range. BT with the plus frames, spending the meter, getting in. Reyna has way more resources now, finds the overhead, spends for the Sacred Edge. BT! Looking for a burst, doesn't find it. Reyna has to confirm, this will kill unless something goes terribly wrong. 2-2. Alright. This is a real nice set that's been developing so far. I gotta say, the way the rhythm of the match has kind of been thrown off with how Reyna's been adjusting things has been really interesting to watch. You don't notice the rhythm is there until it's gone, and all of a sudden, it definitely went away. We saw a lot more staggering. Seems like the likes of Fuzzies. Reyna's tap dashing because the dash button broke. I see. Maybe that's what's going on. That's wild. Are we seeing like a mid-set button remap perhaps to counter that? You know, this is a first for me in running the brackets. Nobody's buttons have broken mid-set before. Reyna. Oh, there's the first DP we've seen in a while, and BT was ready for it. Punishing the reversal. Going over. But suddenly, that odd rhythm I was mentioning seems to have turned the tide against Reyna. Woo. BT on top. Set point. Whew. Good whip punish on the dive. Reyna jumping over the far slash there. Woo! Sweep to go under Reyna's far slash. BT. Guess we'll have to see if BT starts playing around Reyna's inability to use the dash macro. Reyna under pressure. Ooh, backdashing. You know, that was a tap backdash. Catching that backdash, BT, 3-2. Unfortunate timing with that dash macro there. I'm so sorry that happened. Suffer as I have, Steve out here dropping something. Alright. Reyna and BT. Wrapping up with BT moving on. Reyna may... We'll have to see how things shake out with that, dash macro of hers. Alright, it's EmoScoobyDoo. It's Cherry Creamsicle. Scooby-Doo on the left, excuse me. Got the spelling correct on this? Do. What's this? Yeah, it's... I'm with Steve on this one. I spent years and years in the Accent Core Plus mines learning how to manually dash, so I think there's merit in it. Cherry Creamsicle, more an orange sickle color right here. Little pensive in this movement. Nice confirm into the Wild Assault. The El Kabam just coming in for a counter hit there. EmoScoobyDoo. Blocking Cherry Creamsicle with the JH in the corner for that wall break. Backdash far slash. Cherry Creamsicle. I like the delay Wild Assault to get the pickup there. Oh, it looks like that was a wild throw that got punished there with the reversal super. Just with a 5B there, EmoScoobyDoo. I think EmoScoobyDoo's been playing quite well the past little while. Yesterday, playing in TNS, got just outside top 48. Eliminated another WeebCup regular, Shadow Gecko, the Dizzy player. And is playing pretty well against Cherry Creamsicle. Down on life. Have to look out for the full stick of butter Cherry Creamsicle has to play around with. Do we see funny heavy mob? No, we're seeing the vortex. EmoScoobyDoo spending the meter wisely. Chalks up the first game of this set. EmoScoobyDoo's got that, the blue aura, has been gaming a lot lately. I think we pointed this out last week? Yeah, last week was the first, so would have had that aura last bracket. Hang on, I'm getting pinged in Discord. I'm gonna check it real fast before I get a chance to really look too much into this match. Okay, it's one of my regular things. Ooh, big counter hit to start. Big punish on that, Volcanic Viper cut short by Cherry Creamsicle spending burst. Scooby-Doo not opting for the corner loops. Maybe Cherry Creamsicle was off the ground. I'm not really in a position where I recognize all these situations where characters are an inch off the ground or sitting back for a wall slump. His 6H to start things. Bit of a party starter counter hit there. Clips what looked like a gun flame with the MLA. It moves very far forward, much farther than you might think for what its function is. I really like how Cherry Creamsicle's trying to alter their movement a lot. Go in for the dash, back off, and then air dash in. Try and mix things up. But EmoScoobyDoo just has proper positioning, proper meter usage to close things out. Like, honestly, the last orange creamsicle anything I had was like... When was that? That must have been like 2010, 2011. It wasn't even like a proper creamsicle. It was a screwdriver made with whipped cream vodka. We are moving into game 3 of this set right now.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Potential final game of the set. Cherry Creamsicle has some things to prove, some ground to make up. Remember, Fafnir isn't plus on block anymore. You lose your turn, it's -3 now. Look at that spacing. Cherry Creamsicle breaking just before coming into range of Eno's 2H, that big keep out button, the stop sign. Under pressure here. Cherry Creamsicle fighting their way out. Oh, gets blown up by that 7-frame 6H from Eno. Surprisingly fast. MLA, find the hit. EmoScoobyDoo will close things out and is on set point. Will Cherry Creamsicle adjust? Kabonged by the JH. Under this pressure right now. What a 6P. EmoScoobyDoo keeping the corner. Walking up, not even going for the throw, just a 2P. Again, I really like how Cherry Creamsicle's moving. Good use of braking, kind of staggering this movement. Going into the deep jump S. You know, that's one way to send a message. Throwing the deflect, Cherry Creamsicle is rallying. Oh, maybe not. Maybe right as they started to get their head up above water, they got pushed right back in. Cherry Creamsicle does have the meter. EmoScoobyDoo. Back down just a little too early, and Cherry Creamsicle found the opportunity. EmoScoobyDoo still on set point, but Cherry Creamsicle with an opportunity to at least take a game to stop this momentum. But momentum is the name of the game. When you're under heavy mix-up from Eno, it's very difficult to get out, but that 2S low profiling. Defending meter, but EmoScoobyDoo was ready for it. I don't think... No, this will kill. I'm surprised. EmoScoobyDoo. What damage did you think? We'll move on. Face the winner of our next match. C-Drive versus Drax. Coming up to you momentarily. I do feel you on that, like a nice ice cream, a novelty ice cream would hit different right now. Sometimes you just think about it differently. You know, you go to the store, you see a pack of Gushers or whatnot, and you haven't eaten them in like 15 years or something, you just think. And some novelty ice cream, definitely. Though I'd imagine you might have... if you're an American, maybe you've had your fill of something like those, the firework popsicles, the red, white, and blue ones. Hey, we're into it right now, so let's put those... Let's put the popsicle talk on freeze right now. Check out this match. I tell you, y'all really like this, nice, vibrant, verdant field stage, don't you? Starting off aggressive. There's one thing we know about Mr. Gold Lewis Dickinson, it's that he has the damage, he has the plus frames to move things around. I tell you, I really like the desert stage. I like the Faust stage. What a reversal! Saw the cross-up coming, Drax. Now in range so that he can chip it out. It finds the Tatami. I do really like the look of this stage, though. If you look in the background, you can see what looks like a background asset from Area 42 from Ixard's stage. The big floating island with the gear. Yeah, at some point, though, you gotta get out of Faust stage, you gotta get out of the Hell stage, and you gotta touch grass. And that's what Arxis brought to the table with this stage, huh? I've had basically no time to talk about what's happening on screen, which is C-Drive just bullying Drax, but Drax had enough. Throws out the parry. Ooh, JS. And it seems like it's kind of a funky situation to be in when you're tethered to someone big like Gold Lewis. You gotta worry about getting knocked out of the air with a move like a JS. You gotta worry about getting bludgeoned to death by Behemoth Typhoon. Yeah, remember these 2P punishes for C-Drive can turn into Behemoth Typhoons. C-Drive has had issues with in the past going straight from P buttons into BTs getting really capitalized upon, and Drax does have a tool to do that. So we'll see if that comes to the front at this point in time. It's all Drax right now. As the corner, uh-oh, C-Drive finds the behind the back. Getting the throw in, tethered, and this is a, like I said earlier, spicy situation to find yourself in. Maybe that burst worked out in Drax's favor, even though C-Drive initiated it. Drax finding the victory here. I guess going back to what Steve was talking about earlier, I'm also a believer of oh wait, you dash cancel with the double tap? I use the dash cancel, the dash macro to do the cancels. I double tap for a lot of Roman cancel stuff. Okay. Maybe I misread a little bit what's going on there. It's XP from C-Drive and now has the positioning but in trying to back off a little bit, gets caught by that 2H. You don't even have dash macro bounce? Steve, trust me, you gotta use dash macro. Like, trust me, you gotta bind it. Like, this thing, you know, it may tempt you to, mash backdash, though. So, maybe Steve's onto something. Maybe Steve's brain is the size of a helicopter. Just finding a sweep. Push into the corner, but the back throw incident. You do not want to be back throwed by Gold Lewis Dickinson. I think if there's a big enough churn, this may kill. Like I said, if there's a big enough churn, we didn't see any level 2 or 3 churn going on. Drax forced to spend a bunch of meter just to survive under the gun. Excuse me? Why did that air dash go that way? Oh, unfortunate. Oh, the laser! What a throw! Okay, Drax. Drax is making this work. Finds a counter hit. Dang. Drax. Amazing turnabout there. I thought it was over when I saw Drax dash the opposite direction of Gold Lewis and then the laser started to come down. What an upset. This with 2H to sweep the feet. With behind the back, that's terrible. What a great confirm for C-Drive. Terrible if you're a Drax fan or Drax themselves. Drax is no easy meal though. Finding a cross up to push C-Drive back in. C-Drive just wants you in the corner and is finding all the ways to make it happen. Gets shot. Behind the back. Drax on set point with some amazing aggressive play and some great mix-ups. Again, behind the back. Managed to caught Gold Lewis punching. Both these characters have good mix-up potential though. C-Drive with some fuzzy, some flying twists, I suppose, with the BTs. Oh my gosh, from downtown. No time to churn. Drax looking in dire straits, but has come back from worse. In this set, even. D-Drive close to burst. D-Drive bursting for life. Opting not to go for the laser. Figures maybe just spend 2 bars. Hip is getting to be a real factor here, and C-Drive is not spending all faultless. Now spends the laser. But the air-to-air from Drax turns this into a clean sweep. Hang on a sec. I would not say taunt is a macro. Taunt is a command. You're not option selecting your way into hitting taunt. You're hitting taunt because for the love of the game. All right, that puts cherrycreamsicle up against C-Drive momentarily. I think to keep things moving, I think we're gonna have C-Drive and cherrycreamsicle play the game right now. I know C-Drive is just on stream, just to get losers out of the way. Since there's only one match this week, I think we'll just hustle on through. Oh yeah, when I taunt, it's deliberate. When I play characters, I always pick one that has some manner of taunt to their name. When I hit Yosuke reversal at full screen, you know, that's me using it as a taunt. You know, I don't want to keep cherrycreamsicle waiting too long, so we're moving into losers round 1. Ooh, my phone is charged. Oh, hang on a sec. The only reason you have taunt bound is you use it in the counter to... Ah, okay. I give it up. Or you can use it with the fan super. Since it lasts so long, you can use it and go into taunt. Did I ping? I did. I did. Okay. We should be seeing somewhat soon here. D-Drive is waiting in the wings on player 1 side. Hopefully, if I had to guess, I would say Unica Theme is waiting for us. cherrycreamsicle is in the room. Maybe I caught them on a break or something. If I recall correctly, cherrycreamsicle is from North Carolina? I know that they were... No, I guess they weren't, but I know that, when I spoke to them not too long... a little while ago, I know they mentioned at some point that they were, North Carolina gamer. Of course, if they pop up into the chat and say, no, South Carolina, you know, I'll feel real silly. Okay, cherrycreamsicle is ready to game. I said North Carolina. Oh, jeez. No, definitely East Coast. The East Coast is the Beast Coast. I know cherrycreamsicle has had a few different characters in the times they've shown up to WeebCup. Not a regular. Let's call them a WeebCup irregular. But playing Kai the last couple of times they've shown up, it's nice to see a soul in the bracket for a change. I do like it when the main character of a game is in the conversation of, like, the meta. And it's good to have that represented in our humble little bracket this evening. So appreciate you coming through with the Mr. Bad Guy, cherrycreamsicle. Life looking equally dire no matter which side of the spectrum you're looking at. cherrycreamsicle! Ooh, late burst. That's gonna lead to dire consequences for the next round. Hey, it's Unica Theme, just like I thought. You know, 6H from Soul, very fast, but very long recovery, especially on block. Oh my gosh, C-Drive. Has the plus frames from BT, has the range. Looking to just chip Cherry Creamsicle to death. I'll have to rally for this next game in the set. Just past the 45-minute mark since the stream started. Hope everybody's enjoying the level of play that we brought. Hope everybody who's playing the game is enjoying themselves this evening. That's what we like to see in WeebCup. Everybody having a good time, coming together. Like I said it before, I really like how Cherry Creamsicle is kind of jousting in the true sense of the word, not trying to really attack, but just trying to move. And is varying up their movement nicely to figure out how to get in and out. Yeah, just running in and not committing to anything. I like that. Have to commit to something at some point, though. C-Drives, damage, and range just seems like a big hurdle to overcome. And it looks like... Oh no! In the blender now! The meat tenderizing blender. Oh my gosh. So close to death now. Oh, unfortunate burst. C-Drive taking the big advantage in this set, up 2-0. Oh yeah, it's definitely rough. Cherry Creamsicle. Backing off. A big change from what we've seen the past few round starts. Use reversal, not looking to take this pressure from C-Drive much longer. Hook low, spends burst much earlier than the past couple of times. Gunflame to stop these deep jump-ins from C-Drive. Gold Lewis, no double jump if I recall correctly, so can't really reposition too much outside of air dashing. Grab on set point. Goes over the BT. That was threatening to be real danger if Creamsicle didn't get the land a blow there. Very Creamsicle, maybe a little too committed to the vortex there. I think the thing Cherry Creamsicle needs now is to just keep it a little more simple. Bends the burst, nice and quick. I've complimented Cherry Creamsicle's movement all night long, and great movement there to threaten C-Drive in case he tries to go for the laser, but does not turn into a dub for Cherry Creamsicle, just caught up in the Gold Lewis damage there. Cherry Creamsicle, it is not too often we see you come through, but we appreciate you rolling through this lovely, warm July evening. Whether you stick around, whether you got things to do, it was a pleasure and a privilege having you come through, and we will see you when we see you next. Alright, we're moving over to winner's side of the bracket next. Stinky Steve versus BT. King for the matches here. I can't spell this evening. There we go. Stinky Steve, player one side. What will the random playlist that Steve puts together give us this evening? May theme, you love to hear it. By the low. Letting Steve get a safe jump, though. And I really respect what BT is going there, just hanging back while Steve spins through a projectile and maybe to try and whiff punish a Midare. Ooh! Steve using the projectile warfare of their own. Maybe a little... Ko is a bit funny like that. You might accidentally fling yourself into the corner. Checking the throw there, BT. Aiming for the legs. Nothing fancy. Keep it simple. And the super to get the wall break. Steve definitely up on resources, though. He won't be able to kill off this. We'll get close. Steve, one chance left. Ends on a YRC. Regains pressure. BT, we are seeing back. Steve all in at this point. Just goes under. Runs up 6P. No fear. Oh. Punishing the 2S. Delayed 2S from BT at round start. BT wants to maintain this pressure. Has to be wary of counter super now. No, Steve backing off, going for Ko. Safe jump from Steve. Remember, that JH is only +5 on block when done from an IAD, so there is a gap there if you try to go for JH into close slash. We'll see if BT can find a good opportunity to take advantage of that. Just far slashing in. What a dive. Anji kind of struggles to deal with immediate air attacks like that, unless you're like Steve and you have these psychic 6Ps. No, BT's got 60 Ps of their own. Steve not finding the counter super there. BT getting a nice break. The super. Steve not looking to spend super. Ooh, just a far slash. BT getting the best of that first game. Unfortunately, I've been sitting in this chair very poorly. Give me a second to readjust myself, reacclimate to a better sitting position. There we go. I love the unedited, random playlist of Guilty Gear songs Steve has going on. Going for the dive. Again, under these this charge Fujin, you have to look out for air pressure. These jump backs, the May jump back JH, the jump back dive from things like that. Going for the super. Yeah, there it is. KD's done that to me. If you get a little too ambitious against these air dives while the projectile is out, can low profile the second hit of the parry super. Good knowledge from BT. Undaunted, with heroic bravery, Steve just sends it with another super. Oh, you can't jump into Ko like that. And suddenly things look a little more even. BT finding the big counter hit though. Bar slash is so rewarding. I talk about this move having, like, on paper being so mediocre, but the reward this button gets, you cannot deny it. Anji can get hard knockdowns, he can get a bunch of damage, he can get combo extensions. Great scouting from Stinky Steve, able to spend the meter to find the burst. BT's looking in a spot of trouble right now. This is definitely not a matchup Eno likes at all. And with Steve racking up this early damage while burst is not on the table for BT, it's gonna be each one of these blocked Fujin strings gonna have serious implications. The match drags on. And even if the match doesn't drag on, Anji has the damage to just close things out. Good from Midare. Punishing the deflect shield. One chance left. PP. The reversal punished. Thank you, Steve, evening things up. 1-1. I'm gonna take a second to take a big sippy. After this winner's side match and the next one after it, we're going to move on to winner's semis. Losers round 2 will play after that. Venom theme, you'll love to hear it. Just like that opening guitar riff, I wanted to stay quiet for it. Going for a bit of Oki there rather than trying to directly break the wall. Whittling away at Steve's life. Fortunately, that Wild Assault falling short. Gonna mean Steve is really down on resources if it comes and nothing changes, but it looks like we are seeing a bit of a change here. A change in the rhythm, change in the weather. Able to find the throws though. Steve. Getting the big punish on 2S. Not going for the wall break, just putting BT back to the wall for more pressure. And maybe this is what my training partner was telling me when they were saying you just gotta learn when to take the wall break. Because BT is starting to fight back, but you know, between this counter super and this position Steve has found, no, this is a real back and forth match all of a sudden. BT. No fear from the counter super at all. You know, Steve, the mischievous trickster who loves to use it. Aww. Good fight, P. Remember, those hot follow-ups that Eno can do from Sultry Performance can be checked. Good awareness from Steve. Bursting. And why not? Anji has the life to get some mana or resources back. Especially when a wall breaks on the table. Already close to deflect shield, but life is bottoming out while BT has a lot of resources. Charging. Look, charging they dust. Geez, that did a grip. All of a sudden, BT's... Oh, that's tragic. BT had a counter hit, but just didn't capitalize on it. Snaky Steve takes the lead. Looking back at what BT said earlier in the chat, that's rough, buddy, and I cannot think of a better phrase to describe the situation. Nice little underrated theme, the Ramlethal theme with its Dream Theater influences. Steve. Managing to find a fish, not hitting, but getting a nice big chunk of plus frames and chip there. Steve. Getting counter hit by that jump back to avoid. Steve getting, ooh, very nice. Very super, goes into the spin, but BT Applying pressure nicely, and since BT is going to be in the air so much with these Eno hovers, maybe Stinky Steve will have to worry a little bit about charging Fujin, leaving themselves open to these air movements. I really do like how you can listen to the different Guilty Gear games soundtrack and tell what Daisuke was listening to and doing different compositions. I'm sure I've brought this up before a couple times. Steve, I don't think that's gonna work, unfortunately. I liked what Steve is doing there, scouting for a burst, but then thinking better of it. Perhaps that was going through Steve's head. BT has a chance for a big advantage here, Steve. Getting the better of that, spending that Wild Assault. I thought for sure that might have been a bit of a blunder, but it ended up working out. Has the time to regain the resources. Need to jump in. Ooh. And I think the Chemical Love there to stop these spins may be working out in BT's favor. Box to low. Ooh, it's clipped by the jump attack. BT spending meter on Faultless, not having enough to reversal until now. It's tricky to punish Ko. You have to be ready for it. It looked like BT didn't quite have the punish on deck. Just for the scoop. Steve holding off, fighting against the Green Goblin mask, telling the mask counter super. And it does pay off. 3-1, Steve. Okay, EmoScoobyDoo versus Drax now. Let's get the winner side cleared up. Drax on the left, EmoScoobyDoo. Oh no, you bring up Palpatine, and I'm just remembering, I got that edit of Palpatine in a game just saying, do it, do it, do it, over and over, and now I'm gonna struggle to hold it together at this point. Ooh! Punishing the parry there, EmoScoobyDoo. It's gonna be spooky to try and really do the hover dash movement. Because of Vikings JS. Described as an esport button before by other people more skilled than myself. Drax has the meter to make that work out. Ooh, look at that! Low profiling the falling mat. EmoScoobyDoo. Damn it! I forgot to put the Yozansen command in. Dang it! I'll have to do that after this. I gotta find the site I was using to convert things to ASCII art. Good use of deflect with the stroke follow-up. You know, using deflect before following up with these advancing moves can prove to get big reward. I'm used to it from using the likes of deflect shield into Fujin. Big El Kabong counter hit for EmoScoobyDoo. Let's put Drax up into burst range immediately. Big 2S, you know. I cannot stop talking about how 2S is such a great round start button. Scooby-Doo spending the deflect. Probably won't get burst this set. This match, excuse me. Ooh! Manages to get the anti-air. The ultimate fortissimo. Very unusual use of that move. Normally just used as reversal. Suddenly, EmoScooby-Doo looking pretty on top. With the gun. You know, Drax has one more in the chamber. We might see it. Merci. Good wild assault from that 2S. EmoScoobyDoo. Setting the pace for this match here. Listen, there's a particular ASCII site I use, and I can't find it because I recently cleared my cookies so that I could free up a little bit of extra space here and there. And I just gotta find it again. It's a very particular site. A little bit of back and forth. Again, EmoScoobyDoo scouting, keeping eyes peeled for these uses of parry so they won't get caught. The Pig 6H. EmoScoobyDoo knows how to use that button. Taught me a whole bunch of things about that button I didn't even know. EmoScoobyDoo looking to really set the pace for this match. You know, the 2S is no match for good Yozansen. Catching the dive charge. EmoScoobyDoo down to about, less than 30% of their life. Drax hacking away. Baiken is a big damage character, a real glass cannon, who, you know, isn't even really that glassy if you're gonna be honest. Has big guts. Run Piragi sure is a choice, and Drax is making it work. You know, I really do appreciate how EmoScoobyDoo is playing against this match, because suddenly with the introduction of a parry move like Hiragi, you gotta learn how to stagger your pressure. It's working out, you know. Drax has kind of been played up as a, I wouldn't say a real masher, but a real kind of a juggernaut in their play style. They want to get in, they want to be really aggressive, is how they hit the buttons. And EmoScoobyDoo is handling it with aplomb. Big 2H though, it will catch your backdash. Listen, if anybody's gonna get called the gorilla in this match, it definitely is. Like, I have been saying since Season 1 that Baiken is a gorilla character. Look at that conversion! Scooby-Doo! It looks like a little fumble on the super though. No super wall break, just settling for a 2S. Positive will fix up the meter nicely though. Oh, safe jumped! But the plus frame, is that a knowledge gap from Drax? Remember the field during the second and on hits from Ultimate Fortissimo give Eno guard crush plus frames. This little fighting for space here, Eno having to contend with the big hitbox on Yozansen. Drax finding the JH though. Ooh, just hitting EmoScoobyDoo out of the air with a close slash? EmoScoobyDoo really on the back foot now, was really leading this set so far. Air doohickey. Ooh, the tatami trade. Little more disjointed than MLA. Drax starting to make a comeback here. Is that a connection issue with me? Listen, C-Drive, you talking about doohickeys makes me think that you're talking about Baiken's gun super. Because in this context, that's the first thing I would think of, consider to be a doohickey. Listen, I like the character names. You gotta learn the character move names. They're like, Bandit Revolver and Riot Stomp are like the coolest special move names of any game, and I will fight to the death anyone who disagrees with me. Finds the anti-cross at 6p there. EmoScoobyDoo now has Gold Burst, positive bonus to contend with as well. Y'all gotta stop. I'm gonna... You know what? Just for now, I'm gonna find like live alive move names to refer to some stuff here. Right, going in. You know, it's not quite as easy as I thought it was. Isn't using the move I had in mind. Right, Drax finding good spacing. 2S though, closing things out. With the spool up, EmoScoobyDoo moving in. There's my obligatory use of it. Good 6p. And the 6k to continue pressure, finding a little gap there to squeeze in, continue pressure after it looks like it could have dropped. EmoScoobyDoo wants to push towards set point as quickly as possible. Ooh, caught by the big counter hit 2H, force suspend burst. This might be, this is a boon for Drax if it goes down to a third match here. But catching the ultimate fortissimo between hits, Drax not quite turning around that air move, but will with that close slash. 2-2 now. That's a lot of wall damage. That's Eno's 2H you're talking about? Tricky to corner reset with because it does a lot of wall damage. I'm not really too up and up on what does what for wall damage. I should pay attention to that more. There were a couple times where I was using a certain move that I thought it would. 2H note. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I see. Not quite getting the super pickup. I see. Thank you for that clarification. I appreciate it. I like this little fighting in neutral that's happening here. Just light. EmoScoobyDoo again finding the Hiragi punish. Forcing the burst out of Drax. But now this is Drax's game with no burst to save EmoScoobyDoo. Forced to get wall splatted with this super. And this may be the footing Drax wants to surmount what EmoScoobyDoo has been showing them the whole set. Yellow. Roman cancel to deal with the plus frames. Preempt it. Drax. Set point. This has been a big turnaround from how we were expecting, how you would have expected things to go off the first match. EmoScoobyDoo mixing in the corner under the Oki note. Yellow Roman cancel, preempt the plus frames again, not able to convert. Ooh, it's spaghetti all over the place. What do you like? A little cacio e pepe? Okay, we're starting to find our way back into the even footing right now. And EmoScoobyDoo just on top. But down in round count, we'll have to dig deep and dig into their burst meter for the Wild Assault. Not able to close out. Oh, this could be... Oh, it's managed to find the punish from downtown with the dive. Drax with a full burst. This is getting real tense all of a sudden. Nice air-to-air with the Chemical Love. Oh, it's like... It happens in sets! We've seen twice now with the Hiragi punished and then burst it, but EmoScoobyDoo smelling it. Manages to RC to keep out. Keep the burst from happening. EmoScoobyDoo starting to swing momentum back. Oh, the stare down. Nah, Eno can block this. Drax still has meter left to burn. EmoScoobyDoo with nothing. Great air-to-air with these Chemical Loves. Again! Closing it out. That was a terrific set. EmoScoobyDoo moving on. What a set. We'll be facing Stinky Steve in winners finals, but now we're moving down to the bottom half of the bracket. Drax versus Reyna. Wait a second. I swear we've seen this match before. Not recently, but somewhat recently. It's coming to mind. Actually, you know what? Yeah, Drax just played. I think... Couldn't get the dash button working? Reyna, you bowing out, or...? Oh, that's unfortunate. You know, I just realized that we're having Drax play matches back to back, but, you know, maybe should have had it a little other way, but Reyna, with no dash macro to work with, will have to learn the art of double tapping. Getting crossed up. Drax playing hot from that match with EmoScoobyDoo. Reyna in Discord saying, nah, I clear with app sprint, watch me. You know, I shouldn't be taking sides as the commentator, but, you know, Godspeed to you, Reyna. Best of luck. Shine on, you crazy diamond. Right now, ooh, looking dire for Reyna. I need a good whiff punish on that, bar slash. The point blank gun. Into the cross up. Drax draws first blood. Doohickey is my favorite poke. You know, I was a little worried that we wouldn't make 8 tonight, and it's always a shame to have a blank spot on the top 8er. But events that have happened tonight have given me an idea for something real cursed, so you'll see it on the top 8er this evening. Reyna needs a sec. Understandable. Cheating on camera, you know. This will give me a moment to look at what's happening here. I'm just gonna take a breather. Get some water. See if I can find some inspiration for this cursed idea of mine. Okay, yeah, we're moving now, gamers. Good old Polygon article from 2021 has got all the images I need for the most cursed thing in the world. Oh, never mind, that's an Uggo image. Gotta find something to... I can just screenshot my game. That's what I can do. What am I even doing? GameCube? What am I looking at? GameCube button mod? The kids are not alright. I'm thinking it. I know what I've said about Horse Game, but yeah, I did see that C drive. Like, I'm not really following Horse Game at all outside of like a few jokey things, but it is pretty funny, and I did see that, and that is very heartwarming. Another thing that I saw. Are you familiar with the manga and anime Silver Spoon? It's the same author as Full Metal Alchemist. It's set on in an agricultural school, and there's an equestrian club, and there's this horse, right? That is a former. It gets described about halfway through the manga's run as a former racehorse who was too much of a character to continue racing, and it shows like this spot where they're ahead by a nose, right? And then they turn their head to look directly at the camera, and resulting in them losing. And I'm thinking, this horse is absolutely based off Gold Ship. But turns out Silver Spoon was serialized shortly before Gold Ship's career as a racehorse. So, maybe Hiromu Arakawa is just a prophet of some sort. Or maybe got inspired by Gold Ship later on in the manga's run. I can't track down exact dates and times and weeks for when this series is releasing chapters, but it would be funny to see some confirmation that that horse is based off Gold Ship. Anyway, we are... There we go, that's looking nice, isn't it? Waiting on Reyna now. Have you been following? She's been doing a new series called Yomi no Tsugai, which is really, really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's an excellent series overall. She really is one of the best to ever do it. Terrific writer, great art. Sense of humor is off the charts. Like, one of the funniest creators I've ever seen. Just making non-stop bangers in terms of jokes, no matter what series she's working on. Absolute legend. Okay. Well, that's all the topics I had in mind to talk about right now. I'll get a big sippy, and then I'll check in on what's happening with Reyna. Actually, it's, now that I mention it, hang on, I'll pull up, that'll give me something else to talk about. I'll pull up the, this old Discord server that I, used to, I say it's a Discord server, but there's this old, forum I used to go to, and it, survives in a Discord server. But, someone there just posted that the new series is getting an anime adaptation, so let me just put that out. There we go. Yeah, I just got an anime confirmed. There's the trailer for it. Clock in my house, a different tempo than the pendulum is swinging. Clock is ticking. I don't know, looks good on my end. Must be Twitch delay. It's a good clock. Hey, what's going on with Reyna? Cheating on camera, as was the last report we got. What's what exactly is happening right now? Okay, just another moment. Okay, I'm getting communication. Game wasn't reading, controller had to restart. Understand. Appreciate you keeping me in the loop. We keep things pretty low-key here, and no one's rushing anybody. The other week I was playing against someone who was double bracketing, and wouldn't you know it, someone else was double bracketing in that bracket the same evening, and it was a wild time. That was the Connect 4 tournament. Yeah, Steve was there for that. Steve, I didn't get to stream it unfortunately, but I couldn't connect to my opponent. So as a joke, one of the TOs said, "Do you want to settle it in Connect 4?" And I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So we settled it in Connect 4. We had a match that tied, and then I got me a little Connect 4 going. Let me pull up the... Oh, there we go. I think Eddie is greeting someone entering the room. In the meantime, I'll see if I can dig up that Connect 4. Winning Connect 4 strategy. They misplayed it. They decided to play on both sides of the... Here we go. Alright, we're moving now. Check the Discord for the Connect 4 game that I played. Alright, we're back in it now. Reyna gotten the dash macro fix. We'll have to see. /punish on the DP there. Drax is feeling pretty proud, I bet. Just for a throw. No attempt for the Ozanson. Maybe a throw reset that never came? Alright, Drax in the lead right now. Halfway to victory, as I like to say, with a round and a game under their belt. And they're fighting back. Not quite getting the DRE clot. Close out that string. Good scoop. Charge stun edge to not have to worry about Baiken using the reversal Hiragi. Drax with meter. A little bit of air fighting. Oh, the dangers of being 2+. Let Reyna run. Good PP. Reyna starting to find her legs. Looking for a burst that doesn't come. Everybody's really been on point with not bursting too early this evening. Across most of the matches we've seen. Gun. Drax. Clearly in the lead right now. Now baiting that burst. Good omen there. Baiting the burst, chalking up a quick dub after it. 2-0 now, Drax. With a commanding lead in this set. Reyna sticking to Kai. No swap. No, Reyna has another character or two under her belt. Look at that whip punish there, just running in with the 2K, 2D. Gary Clot, good scoop. And Reyna clearly scouting out fuzzy jumps here. Narrowing the route for Drax to take to get in. Drax checking the fuzzy throw, the anti-fuzzy throw, excuse me. Reyna. Woo! Not quite getting the air scoop. I like how much air action is happening in this this round here. We're seeing a lot of air-to-air action, some air throws, and some jump-ins like that. And not all from the character you'd expect. Baiken with the gamer JS there. And Reyna finding a nice run up to K2D into Oki. Finding air throws. Reyna. All she needed was a dash macro. Der Plot. No super. That far slash. Remember, Viking's far slash is 6 frames active for some reason. You gotta be careful at running in after it. Fires the gun, the blicky, the doohickey, whatever you want to call it. Reyna fighting back. Getting purchase in this set. 1. Drax is 2. Reyna locked into Kai now. Drax does have Elfelt on the back burner if things come to that. Don't know if we'll see a change at this point. Maybe for the best to just stick to what you know. A little bit of jousting with the far slashes. No one finding any connection there. Drax is first to draw blood. That's right, Kenju, excuse me. That's right, it's just the kanji for hand and gun. Drax has a commanding life lead here, but Reyna with a little more meter finds an air-to-air JP. Doesn't really turn into anything though. Drax with the JS is on set point. Backdashing. Reyna with the 6P. A little bit of a fuzzy jump there, perhaps. Reyna, not looking for it. Reyna. Getting big chunks of damage now, looking to turn things around. Just hitting 5P, Viking's best mash button. Reyna force to spend meter to maintain the situation. Drax, slight edge in resources, finds the 2H. It's really been a tricky thing for people to deal with this bracket. Yozanthan is doing work here. Drax has meter. Baits the DP, and unfortunately Reyna, I think it's all over at this point. Yeah. Unfortunately, Drax has the meter and the damage to make things happen. 3-1. Drax moving on. Reyna going home. Not without a little bit of gratitude from each and every one of us this evening, though. Thank you for coming out and making the bracket just a little bit bigger. Unfortunate about what happened to you in regards to your buttons, but it has been a privilege and a pleasure to have you come through this evening, as always, and we will look forward to seeing you when you're next available to play. GG's, gamer. BT and C Drive come through now. C Drive. BT. Losers round 2. Let's rock.
Mankind knew that they cannot. Duel 1. Let's rock.
We've seen this match quite a few times. While one character has big damage as a primary thing and can do mix-up, the other character has mixed up as their primary things and can do some big damage. Interesting to see which way the pendulum swings on a game-to-game basis. BT going for the mix. T-Drive has so much meter though, that's gotta be spooky, staring down Gold Lewis with 100 meter. BT closed it out though. Ooh, just running under. You know, it doesn't look like he can run under, but the big man can make it under chemical love. Nothing much happening in neutral, but BT finds a little flip to the legs. Thrown. BT backing off. Not able to stroke under though. C-Drive snuffing it out with a well-timed JD. Oh, speaking of JD. Lining enough damage with another BT. Headbutts. BT back to the wall. This is a very spooky situation to be in. Especially if you're jumping a lot. Good 6P to fight out though. Good defense is nothing if you can't find an opportunity to fight your way out, though. With the laser, though, C-Drive almost certainly has the situation under control. 6P snuffed by the close slash. C-Drive. C-Drive taking the lead here. Going for a big steppy, maybe looking to stuff out, stroke the big tree. I don't know how Gold Lewis's 5K contends with this hover resetting going on here. I tell you what I really do like, and I haven't noticed it until now, is the blue highlights on this on BT's Eno color here. You can't see it immediately, but once some movement starts to happen, you can see these real cool blue highlights pop up on the outfit. You know, you're not gonna see anything well under that pressure. Yeah, you can see it right now. Not 100% if that's intentional or not, or just the light against the black color in this stage. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's over already. No, BT, second reprieve on life since C-Drive doesn't go for the OTG. Oh, it's over now. BT really in the thick of it. Okay, the blue is intentional. Okay. Yeah, I don't really use those colors. I have a mod when I play my Anji colors, so I don't really get to see too much of other stuff. EmoScoobyDoo saying they're taking a quick break for the dogs. I'll have to see if the match wraps up too much more quickly than what EmoScoobyDoo's got going for them. I tell you, BT is making it last a while. Backdashing out of this BT pressure. But now getting bludgeoned by it from so far away. What a 5P! Scoob, C-Drive with the OTG. Oh my gosh, look at this BT. Pressure, BT. Not able to find the 6P like last time, and C-Drive on set point. It's BT who's starting to really take control of this round. C-Drive checking the walk-ups. Looking for a throw. Hang under. C-Drive closing in, gets the... doesn't quite get the cross up. P. Finding a backdash. That's a hard knockdown for their name now. This could be the big turnaround, but C-Drive, look at that meter. Now, BT was expecting it. Oh, unfortunate. C-Drive. Ring the burst out of BT, and that is a huge boon to C-Drive's game, even though BT took this round. C-Drive, full up on burst, BT with almost nothing. There's that check. Remember, these hops after the sultry performance, you can check with punches. Mentioned it earlier, and it's coming into play now. Going low. You know, once the Eno gets in, the mix is a matter of when will it hit, not how long can I block it for. The stack of what Eno can do, how easily she can do it, it really is just how long can it keep up before I get clipped. Now BT with low life and C-Drive again, 100. Just a single Behemoth Typhoon did that much damage? 3-0 sweep from C-Drive here. Okay, EmoScoobyDoo has returned to the room. It's time for winners finals. EmoScoobyDoo versus Stinky Steve. While I'm getting that set up, I will reach out with my voice to BT here and say thank you for coming through. It has been a privilege and a pleasure, as always. Thank you for filling out our bracket just a little bit more. Thank you for entertaining my inane rambling about how much I love Live Live. And the knowledge you've contributed in the chat, I appreciate you doing that on the regular, even when I'm not doing a big WeebCup stream. It's time. The fated match. In Winners Finals, EmoScoobyDoo scouting for the likes of Fujin. It's definitely spooky. Fujin advances pretty quickly, so you gotta... Oh, I forget that I have that, even have that as an emote, and I'm so glad that you use it there. Next time Eno drops the note Oki, everybody should ponder the Oki orb. EmoScoobyDoo cleaning up. Gold burst? Dang, no fear of a punish. Ponder the orb. Get the scoop? Really? Steve? Steve is playing with no fear in their heart. Going under the far slash there, Scooby-Doo knows how to use the tools that are available to them. Ooh, what a punish. You know, I've talked a lot of smack about these gamers' dust combos for a while, but EmoScoobyDoo has what they have. A dust combo for sure. Mickey Z spending burst. I really like what EmoScoobyDoo is doing here, trying to interrupt the likes of a spin with a projectile, so there's no attempt to just force their way in from Steve. EmoScoobyDoo up 1. Regular WeebCup gamers will know that Stinky Steve is a bracket demon and a half for EmoScoobyDoo. I'm so glad I have that command. Ooh, synth theme. We'd love to hear it. I really like the charge from downtown to kind of bait out the 2H from Eno. 2H is a great tool to press in with. 2H is a great tool to stop opponents from pressing in with, excuse me. This is all EmoScoobyDoo's game. Ooh, back row incident. The backdash there. Remember, Anji's close slash is 7 frames active, so it can find a lot of, most every backdash if you try to mash on it. Must have found a good timing for that. EmoScoobyDoo. There's the 2H, the big stop sign you want to use. Look at the damage. You know, Eno is this low damage mix heavy character, so you gotta remember that seeing 60 or 70% is just not what you normally see. Getting the scoop. Scooby-Doo. Perfect. Dang, I didn't even notice. Goes for the fish there. Finds the frame trap with the 2H. This will be a super wall break. Huge chunk of damage. EmoScoobyDoo rolling with about 10-15% of their life. Yeah, Steve is... Oh, the key from the RC! Goes in for the Carabonk. Steve evening things up. Player theme? You know, Steve's just playing my playlist this evening, it feels like. Ooh, nice punish. Something I've noticed a little bit about Steve is he's a bit eager to go for fish. And there's nothing wrong with that. Fish is good, but missing out on a couple of these crouching buttons means a little less damage if you don't go for a close slash confirm. I want to see Steve playing just a little more aware of things as the night goes on. I will say, like... Ooh! That was sick! And hey, like, you know, the name of that grab, Eno's Super Grab shares its name with the boss theme from Live Alive, so I was thinking about wondering if there's a way I could tie it in, but I couldn't think of a good way to do it, so, you know... That was such a good read! Through the deflect shield? Ooh, caught by the Nagiha from downtown. Fucking talk with depression. Wait, I'm sorry, C-Drive, what are you even talking about? The talking dog with depression. Oh, it's active for 30 frames! Alright. Even Stevens in terms of round count in this third game of this set. Steve challenging, as you need to do. Good use of 2D there. Remember, when Eno is backdashing after using something like S-stroke that's minus... H-stroke that's -2, you should be targeting the... backdash, and Steve did just that. Threw out a move that he knew would... that would definitely not catch the backdash, but then use another move to follow it to catch something that would come after the backdash. Not quite getting to the pickup there, EmoScoobyDoo. Ah! With punish by Fujin. There we go. Close that down there. A little less info on the screen while we're back in the house. Sneaky Steve up 2-1. Mouse theme? Ooh, we love to hear it. Good playlist this evening from Steve. And Fujin
being just the button for catching backdashes this evening. Ooh. Get the gold burst off, but it doesn't find purchase, and EmoScoobyDoo evening up this life lead, getting a wall break. This is a big opportunity. We'll have to see what EmoScooby does for it. Throw incident from Steve. No, not quite, with the fan toss there. Has to play careful around the reversal. EmoScoobyDoo's aware. This is still not the hugest amount of life to work with. Ooh. Steve finding the EmoScoobyDoo not bursting. That's certainly a choice. This is Sneaky Steve on set point. Goes under. Ooh. Sneaky Steve taking the corner now. This is a bad position to be in. Ooh. He's... Oh, back throw incident. Something to know, there's certain attacks Anji does where he extends his throw box slightly more forward than other characters. Far Slash is one of them. That may be what we saw happen just now. Ooh. BRC. What patience! EmoScoobyDoo themselves a great situation now. Just walking forward slowly. Fortunately, this is Steve's game to be in with the mix. 7-frame party starter that is the 6H from EmoScoobyDoo. Collecting those plus frames from the ultimate Fortissimo, the wall break. Even 50 meter, more burst. What a check on the Wild Assault! EmoScoobyDoo not quite having enough to confirm. Back throw incident. It's gonna be scaled to heck. Good 6P to go through the Fujin. EmoScoobyDoo evening things up. I was wondering if we'd see a deflect shield there, because remember, since deflect shield pushes back, it's good to use against a Fujin, since it can stop the follow-ups from connecting and give you more space to whip punish. EmoScoobyDoo on the verge of conquering the bracket demon. Maybe the least characteristic song so far. Just going for an instant Wild Assault to start the round with. Sneaky Steve, early lead. This is a huge life lead, huge meter advantage. And that, you good, sir? No, not quite. No punish on it. From that distance, it can be difficult to deal with without accidentally rebounding into the fans. Scooby-Doo, playing cautious. Ooh. Ending with the perfect. EmoScoobyDoo really on the back foot here. Stinky Steve, not full up on resources, but quite close. A spending meter under the situation where you're plus 13. I respect the spending burst there. 2S Far Slash caught by Anji's own Far Slash. Oh, this is dire for EmoScoobyDoo at this point. Stinky Steve well on top. Need to get a chunk of burst back. EmoScoobyDoo with a bunch of meter to wake up with. 2S, go under the Far Slash. H, getting a counter hit. Not the biggest starter in the world. Steve has so much meter to work with. Ooh. Maybe looking for a throw. There we go. That's the kind of thing I was talking about. Finding, oh, just a fish. Using deflect shield to make space, but just attacks into the fish. Steve slaps it in. A present from my country. 3-2. Moving on to grand finals. EmoScoobyDoo moving down to face. Excuse me, let me update. We got someone didn't enter their score here. That's why I'm confused about what's going on. Drax versus C Drive.
Duel 1. Let's rock!
C Drive not starting out the stronger in terms of life, but definitely having resource and positional advantage. Drax under pressure. Finding the big wall break. Remember, Drax can get plus frames really easily with Yozansen there. He tried bullying. With the air throw, I've been doing a little bit of maintenance on the bracket side of things. That's why it was a bit quiet this past round. C Drive coming out on top.
Mankind. Duel 1. Let's rock!
Starting off stronger with a little more poking, a little more risk built, a little bit of chip damage done. C Drive. Ooh, gets their cross up caught by the parry. From downtown though, that BT hitting Drax. Oof. And with the laser, C Drive, and the life efficiency. Ooh, race to the finish from Drax. Huge chunk of damage from C Drive. Drax is bleeding. Even though C Drive is down around, C Drive has the resources and the damage on the board to make things turn around nice and easy. And look at that, big JD will make that happen. Will that hit? Yeah! I always underestimate how far that overdrive reaches. Drax applying pressure, hit out of the air with the BT. Back to the wall now with that behind the back BT. Suddenly C Drive. That first round looked like a fluke. 2-0 now, C Drive's favor. Alright, it's Elf time. Drax does have Elf as a backup. I once again take this opportunity to demonstrate my superior Elf taste with the mod I've got from Game Banana with the studded ears. There's the Oki orb with the grenade there. Uh-oh. There's the real Oki orb, the drone. And you know, Drax is handling Elfel excellently, making great use of those Rekkas, and those Rekkas can be real spooky if you don't know what you're up against. What a scoop! C Drive knows exactly what they're up against. JD to control the space? JD to assail the space? 5H OTG. Great use of yellow Roman cancel for a downtown BT. C-Drive is in the zone this evening. It's crossed up though. It's a great spacing for C-Drive to maintain, but good use of cross under with the Bridal Express. It's put low. Hello? No! Oh, what happened? Gamers, what happened here? Oh, this is a tragic turn of events. A surge? Oh, okay. C-Drive had a surge on their end. Okay. So that's C-Drive says concede there. Is that going to be for a sec? Okay. It looks like C-Drive's back. I was worried that it was going to be the game. I was worried it was going to be the game for a second there. Like the internet had cut out and C-Drive couldn't get back into the bracket. C-Drive is back. Nice and quick.
Mankind knew that they... Duel 1.
It's 2-1 C-Drive's favor. Drax with the 6B to stop that bar slash. Remember, the Rekka Ender there, the big shotgun blast, is -5, so you can punish it, but not with, I don't know, I was gonna say not with anything particularly meaningful, but -5 is really huge for Gold Lewis. You can 2P into BT. Drax leaving no space for a 6P to interrupt those Rekkas with. The Gucci belt. Playing a little patient. Oh, the CS anti-air there. A little bit of air-to-air action. I like how Drax is spending a lot of time in the air all of a sudden. Well, Lewis does have a very funky 6P, remember. Yeah, that's what I mean when I say 5P is a big chunk of time for Gold Lewis to work with. Could have seen a real big churn there, but you know, not even necessary. Just do the level 1. C-Drive on set point. Quite getting that 2K, the Rekka. Oh my god. C-Drive making the RPS work. And I really respect how C-Drive does not want to use a minigun at all in this matchup. Wants to keep security gauge for the likes of drone. Maybe even saving it for a laser? That's a safe jump if I have ever seen one. Drax sniffs out. Spacing, but C-Drive with an OTG. No, not even the OTG. Good use of the security gauge, closing things out. 3-1. Moving on to fight EmoScoobyDoo in Losers Finals. This would be the part of the bracket where we check the connection and we'll prepare to move on by going into the game itself, moving out of OBS, the confirm button. My voice is a little more hoarse than usual, so I don't think it's gonna be ASMR fans will be disappointed. Not that this is ASMR. You can't call it. I can't even call that ASMR. Not legally, not ethically. C-Drive. Scooby-Doo. Drax, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to see you come through this evening. Appreciate you giving us a nice character swap. Good variety this WeebCup. of characters. And now it's time. Losers Finals. You drive EmoScoobyDoo. C-Drive once again facing down an Eno. Baiting the burst. We've seen so long this evening. People have been trying to bait bursts and just not having it happen. Not quite going to completion that combo, but C-Drive with a monstrous counter hit. Clears up the first round nice and easy. Scooby-Doo. Oh, behind the back. He driving EmoScooby-Doo towards the wall with a big chunk of meter. Pops out. And the anti-air MLA. Oh my gosh, these brutal hits. EmoScooby-Doo had a decent lead there, but trades like that. Oh, not dead yet. Machine gun. Nice use of the YRC, the timing, backdashing the Wild Assault. C-Drive. The first W on the board for this set.
Mankind you. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Oh, that's a heck of a message there. Full burst from EmoScooby-Doo nice and early. Good positive, building up a bunch of meter. Ooh, going under. C-Drive not checking the stroke there. Allowing Scooby-Doo to get in. Like that wall break. C-Drive through the wall. Scooby-Doo applying pressure. C-Drive on the back foot now. Still nothing the Gold Lewis can't overcome with that full security gauge. 6P from EmoScooby-Doo to check. The advance. Push back. Looking to drive EmoScooby-Doo back into the drone, but not happening. Still a very dangerous situation for EmoScooby-Doo to be in. It does manage to seek victory with great success. One all at this point. Chemical love going through Cole Lewis's cranium means he doesn't have any vital organs up there, you know. I can't think of many vital organs in your head, just one. I guess your skin's an organ. People forget that. It is C-Drive finding the perfect positioning here. EmoScooby-Doo is really letting that risk drop down, and it's getting good reward out of it. Uh-oh, the laser. That positioning working out in C-Drive's favor, for sure. Look at that risk, it is cranked. Okay, EmoScooby-Doo is managing to weather the storm that is cranked risk. You know, C-Drive, I think, had the thing on lock, but not quite happy. You say skin isn't a vital organ? Like, you try living without your skin. You will not survive. I mean, you can lose a chunk of brain and still live. You've seen how Pulsar plays this game. EmoScoobyDoo getting a chance to fight back. Hey, nobody tell Pulsar I said that. C-Drive. Taking the advantage. Getting anti-aired, but the advantage from that air hit means no punish on the Soldier performance. Just falls short. This is a dangerous situation for both gamers to be in. No resources. He drives with a little bit of burst, spends it. EmoScoobyDoo forced to spend a little bit of meter. Ah, just gets clipped for the long range BT. He drive 2-1. Starting the stronger, managing to steal EmoScoobyDoo's burst out of him. The drone. Ready to go. Ooh, good use of the dive. It's XP to check the cross-up BT. C-Drive with meter. Not spending it. Has 100 though. This is a very spooky situation for Scooby-Doo to be in. Lit by the 2K. C-Drive on step point. Scooby-Doo rapidly building risk. These BTs one after the other. Down to about 25% of their life. C-Drive not spending meter. We're close out. EmoScoobyDoo. Another deflect on deck. Doesn't manage to make it happen. C-Drive with the perfect. 3-1. They'll be moving on to face Stinky Steve in the finals. C-Drive maintaining that player one side. Alright, gamers. It's time.
Mankind knew that they... Duel 1! Let's rock!
Ooh. Early burst from Steve. C-Drive making great use of the movement to deal with everything Steve has in neutral. Counter poke.
Slap! Duel 2! Let's rock!
Ooh. Beginning the throw. Fujin pressure, not quite landing. Fortunately, minus. C-Drive taking advantage. Not getting a throw, but bring it on. Use risk is cranked. Alright, C-Drive taking the first step down the road to a reset. Ooh. Another early burst from Steve. Steve starting a bit stronger this time, managed to find more blows and sort of force C-Drive back, but these little hops there, you gotta be careful when just doing Fusion follow-ups recklessly. You can get pushed into positions you don't really want to be in. Be paying the price. It is well and good to try and spin through this drone, but does give the opponent plenty of time to reposition and deal with follow-ups by crossing you up, getting out of Midari range. Remember, Anji's a bit sluggish in this mid-range. His 5K is 8 frames, his 7K is, excuse me, his 2K is 7 frames, r/11 frames. It's going to be tricky to really contest Gold Lewis when plus frames are on the docket, as BT wants to do. That's what Steve wants, this big damage. Ooh. Dashing air throw seems a little spooky there. I'm wondering if that was an accident of sorts. Bit of low crush there. 5K, working out great in neutral. C-Drive. C-Drive has big advantage in terms of resource and positioning and health. Steve needs something right now. Dropping the laser. You know, and that's not what the X factor you need at this point in time. Steve loves him a counter super. 5K anti-air. Interesting, interesting. You know, it has its place. Paper. All of a sudden, I was about to say the life totals are looking a lot more even, but C-Drive catching that Ko. 2-1. 2-0, excuse me. Whip punish from Steve, just backing off and waiting. There we go, using the butterfly to force C-Drive to take to the air. A little mash. C-Drive. Sneaky Steve not falling for it, not spending the counter super. Maybe they wish they had. Instead of darting around, it's a little difficult to get a word in edgewise. Woo. Steve, quite finding as many Nadares as you might hope if you're an Anji enjoyer. C-Drive not spending the meter on the laser there. Ooh! Dodges the wire C. C-Drive finding the punish. Chances of being 2+, you know. Ooh! Not quite getting to confirm. Going for an empty low. C-Drive. 3 straight wins means a reset. Grand Finals Rev 2.
Duel
Oh, behind the back. That's what I was talking about earlier when I said that spinning projectiles is all well and good to get past them, but it gives the opponent time. You know, kind of thinking about this kind of thing, it feels like, it really feels like Anji's spin was kind of influenced by how parries in Third Strike work, don't you think? If he spins a strike, it slows time down, much like a strike in Third Strike, but spinning through a projectile doesn't. Again, just like Third Strike, and it gives you time to kind of adjust. Interesting. I wonder if that was an inspiration or not. If I get a chance to grill the dev team at any point, you know, I'll run that by them. Well, I've been yapping. Stinky Steve's working on a perfect, and just to make it happen. Woo! Steve has talked at length about how they're not quite sure what to do with Wild Assault, and it seems to me like the times they've used Wild Assault at round start like that have not really been big winners for them. C drive. Starting to climb up. And need to look out for using Fujin follow-ups aggressively. Do them when Fujin is whiffed, you can put yourself in a bad situation. Remember, that's more time you're spending attacking and going into recovery. The use of Midare there, it can be tricky to really know when to use it properly. That was a great empty spin to get ready for a Ko. C drive, RBSing quite well around Fujin. That's meter. It's caught by the 5H. 5H is a good anti-air, remember. Have to look out for safe jump pressure. Steve. Oh, not quite confirming. C drive. Blocking the Rin and now has a huge opportunity on their hands. Look at the plus frames from BT! C-Drive stealing that round away! Quite able to punish that Nagiha. Remember, it's -7. You gotta have like a 2K on deck. Throw incident from Steve. Ooh. Beats the run-up throw, maybe a fuzzy jump. Off the laser, there it is, we've been waiting on it. C-Drive has the corner now with that laser. Just a 5P. What an anti-air, Steve. Big things. This is compact. Sending meter. Oh, caught with a skyfish. Just lets it rip. C-Drive on the verge. Climbing up from losers into WeebCup 205 Championship. Alright, gamers. Will C-Drive get a clean sweep? Certainly looks like C-Drive is finding the best of the spacing game. Steve has a little bit of an X-Factor thing going on with finding these gold bursts. There's a huge chunk of meter right away. C-Drive not engaging with Fujin, and that's really allowing Steve to just turn these little stray block strings into damage. Gotta fight back eventually. Drive not really building the resources to mount the really crushing offensive against Anji, though. Now has the positioning, has the resources to do so. Just for a pressure reset with that BT. Good use of deflect, though. Ooh, big counter hit. T-drive. Going for the headbutt. Now is on tournament point. I wonder, will we see a round start Wild Assault? We haven't seen one at all from C-Drive this bracket. No, just goes for the 5k. Perhaps looking to crush a 2S. Steve, holding back on a Fujin follow-up. Great restraint. You've seen him get into trouble with that a few times before. The dash blocking, trying to bait out a little bit of that security gauge on the minigun. Ooh, 5H from downtown, but no confirm. That's a huge missed opportunity from Sneaky Steve. And 5H. Good use of 5k here. Woo. Steve. Make sure it's not a clean sweep. 3-0 is not a dream C-Drive will obtain. It's 2-1 now. C-Drive's favor. Ooh! What a 6P to start things off with. Steve can be surprisingly good with anti-airs, so I'm interested to see how many more 6Ps like that we'll see. T-drive, dropping the drone right away. Steve thinking better of trying to follow up, just blocking. Big long-range BT, though. Anji has very few options to really contest that. He might have to use a spin to try and call it out. So maybe an empty spin will be in Steve's future. Steve with 2 bars a meter. Spins one for a Roman cancel. Doesn't quite get the confirm. C-Drive under pressure. There's the YRC. Maybe that's what C-Drive was lacking this whole time when he was under pressure from Steve in the corner. Now when he has the meter, spends it. Rewarded with tournament point. The fish. Walking the low. Steve needs to find a different tack when butterfly pressure is on the table. There it is! What a confirm! That is a terrific punish, the 5H into the Karanagiha. Steve. It's going for block strings. Fujin is on the table. Starting off that big chunk of chip and risk for C-Drive. Nicky Steve has burst back on the table. Spends it to get the gold. That's what I meant earlier when I was talking about these little X factors. Steve likes to high roll. And it's paying dividends, but Lewis really is the kind of character who will kill you for high rolling, and it's starting to look like Steve is going to get killed here. He needs a miracle, and it's not going to happen with that throw into RC. 3-1, C-Drive. WeebCup 205 Championship. Folks, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out this evening. It has been a privilege and a pleasure watching each and every one of you play. Steve included, thank you for coming through. Congratulations on getting second place. Second bracket in a row. You'll have to step it up and try and get the #1 spot next time. I want to thank y'all for gaming. And, you know, it is that time of the night that I send y'all somewhere else. I got things I need to do, so the top 8er is going to come a little bit later than usual. But, hey, thanks again for coming through. Live Alive is on sale for 2 more days, so if cool Golden Age era RPGs that just did not make it are of interest to you, check the game out sometime. Where will I send y'all over to? And I'll look forward to seeing y'all in the next WeebCup you can make time to come on through for. Thanks again for coming through, everybody. We'll go over to Bracket About Nothing right now. It's been a minute since I've sent y'all over to... Actually, hang on a minute. I'm gonna send y'all over to... It's been quite a while. Red Muffler Man. Red Muffler Man is not doing anything Guilty Gear related, and I do think it's really funny to not raid Guilty Gear gamers after playing a nice Guilty Gear bracket. So go say what's good to Red Muffler Man, a fellow Anji gamer of distinction. Tell them what's good. Hey, Red Muffler Man's a fellow Alive enjoyer. Tell them that I tried to shill you on that game. Y'all have a good rest of your evening, people. Take care.